Hello, my rubber heart. Today we are focusing on the other side of the seasonal problem, mixing in summer conditions. If winter increases viscosity and slows everything down, summer does the opposite. Higher starting temperatures reduce viscosity, increase chain mobility, and accelerate both physical and chemical processes inside the mixer. Let's begin again with the fundamentals. Rubber viscosity is strongly temperature dependent. As temperature increases, molecular mobility increases. Increased molecular mobility lowers viscosity. This relationship is exponential in the rubbery region. So moving from 20 degrees Celsius to 40 does not produce a small effect. It produces a significant reduction in initial viscosity. At 40 degrees Celsius, most common elastomers are far above their TG. Natural rubber, SBR, EPDM, NBR are all deep in the rubbery region at that temperature. That means chain mobility is high, mastication is easier, and the polymer breaks down quickly. And that sounds like a good thing. But lower initial viscosity changes the mixing balance in a different way. When you feed warm polymer into the mixer, several things happen immediately. The starting torque is lower, the polymer plasticizes faster, filler incorporation happens sooner, temperature rise accelerates more quickly. This last point is the most important. In summer, the mixer does not need to generate as much mechanical work to soften the polymer. But because everything starts warmer, the system reaches critical temperatures faster. The batch temperature curve shifts upward and left. You hit your target temperature sooner. If you are not careful, you overshoot it. And overshooting in summer is much more dangerous than undershooting in winter. Higher starting temperatures mean faster silane reactions in silica compounds, shorter scorch safety margins, accelerated oxidation, higher risk of premature cross-linking if curatives are added too early. This is especially critical in silica-filled systems. Silane coupling reactions are temperature dependent. If the batch begins warm and you follow a winter-style speed profile, you may drive the reaction too aggressively, creating uneven coupling or localized overheating. Now, let's talk about oils. Warm oil is less viscous. It flows easily, it wets filler rapidly. That can be beneficial, but it also means incorporation happens faster and local temperature rises more sharply. In hot environments, oil storage tanks can easily exceed 40 degrees if unprotected. That further accelerates incorporation dynamics. Fillers also behave differently. Carbon black stored in summer flows more easily and feeds more consistently. That is good, but silica stored in warm humid air becomes a moisture trap. High ambient humidity increases surface water. That water affects silane efficiency and changes viscosity development during mixing. So in summer, your risks shift from not enough energy to too much too fast. Now let's talk about rotor speed and control. In winter, we reduce initial rotor speed to manage torque spikes. In summer, the strategy often flips. Because viscosity is lower, the polymer plasticizes quickly. If rotor speed is too high at the start, temperature rise becomes extremely rapid. Summer practice often involves careful monitoring of early temperature ramp, avoiding excessive initial speed, controlling fear factor precisely. It's not about slowing everything dramatically. It's about controlling the energy input rate so you do not overshoot your thermal window. One common summer mistake is assuming that lower torque means easier mixing and therefore increasing speed to save time. That approach often shortens the safe processing window and increases batch variability. About the mixer itself, if your production hall is already warm, the mixer body starts at higher baseline temperature. That means less heat is absorbed into the metal during early mixing. In winter, the mixer absorbs energy. In summer, it retains it. That changes the batch temperature curve even if everything else remains constant. This is why consistent cooling control becomes critical in summer. Water temperature in the mixer jacket must be stable. If cooling water warms up during the day, you lose another layer of control. Now let's address low resource environments. If you do not have full climate control, the most practical stubborn steps are store oils away from direct heat exposure, protect silica from humidity as much as possible, monitor actual batch temperature carefully instead of relying only on time, adjust rotor speed or cycle time based on temperature ramp, not habit. And here is the most important conceptual point. In winter, the main problem is insufficient initial mobility. In summer, the main problem is excessive thermal acceleration. At 40 degrees Celsius starting temperature, viscosity is lower, so the batch reaches dispersion thresholds quickly. But chemical reactions also accelerate. Reaction rates roughly double for every 10 degrees Celsius increase in temperature in many systems. So, summer mixing is not just a rheology shift, it's a kinetics shift. That means scorch safety margins shrink, silane reactions accelerate, oxidative processes increase, and small control errors become amplified. So the summer strategy becomes this: control the temperature ramp, avoid unnecessary early high rotor speed, watch cooling efficiency, protect silica from humidity, respect shorter thermal safety margins. Your compound did not change. The physics did. And when you understand that viscosity decreases exponentially with temperature, while reaction kinetics accelerate at the same time, summer variability stops being mysterious. Until next time, stay elastic and stay curious.